everybody. Joe Van Doren here, and welcome to our Virtues Pick for this morning. We have a great word, and it's so surprising to me that in the last few days we've had all of these virtues that we need this time of the year with all the rushing that goes on and how stressed out we can be. And today, that word that we got was patience. Isn't that amazing? Let's read that description and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Patience is quiet hope and faith that things will turn out right. We trust the process of life. We are not hasty. We do not rush or allow ourselves to be overcome by pressure. Patience helps us to endure things that we cannot control with a peaceful heart. We respond to mistakes or delays not with judgment, but with gentleness. We recognize the lessons that come through waiting and receive them as gifts unfolding with divine timing. Patience brings acceptance. It calls us to be still in the moment, to be to be restful and to listen deeply. Patience soothes our souls. There isn't any virtue that we all appreciate more than this, and that is just someone who is willing to take their time and not respond to the mistakes that we make in an aggressive way, and to be patient with us, allow us to work through it, allow us to figure things out, right? So as I was reading this and thinking about that, I was really thinking about this one line in here about trusting the process of life. And when I read that, I was thinking to myself, sometimes we try to control things. We try to make things happen. We try to manipulate things to make it go our way. And the fact is that life is, a series of situations that we cannot control. And sometimes they go in the direction that we would like them to go, and sometimes they don't. But the harder we try, the faster we try to get things done, the more intense we become, the worse we feel. And so what I've learned for myself is that I want to feel good. And so when something is going on that doesn't feel good, it's typically because I need to exercise or need to develop or need to demonstrate a virtue that I'm not demonstrating at that time. And many times that virtue is patience, right? And so there's going to be things that come up in our life that don't go the way that we want them to go. There's going to be things that come up where, we're frustrated because we didn't accomplish what we wanted to accomplish. And sometimes we have to delegate. We have to allow someone else to do something and not be critical of their methodology or their final results. Sometimes we need to toss things away and just simply say, you know what? This isn't really the most important thing at this time. It's important, but right now at this time, it's not the most important thing. And sometimes we have to just take care of the matter. And what I've found is that if I make a list in the morning of the things that I would like to accomplish, and then kind of categorize them, and how much time is it going to take me to do this, and then set them out in some sort of an orderly fashion, and just start working on it, that works for me. And it may work for you, I don't know, but I'm just saying that that's what works for me. And when it doesn't get done, like yesterday, and like most days, there's one thing or two things that don't happen, that don't get done. And it could be because, maybe someone in my family's asked me to do something to help them in some way. And there are times when I say no, but there's other times when I can see that, that practicing that helpfulness virtue and thoughtfulness virtue is the right thing to do. And it's the more important thing to do because I'm interested in maintaining and growing relationships. And so, I step aside from those things that I have that might and are important, but maybe they're not as important as doing something that can be helpful to this other person, and especially someone in my own family. So that's how I'm thinking about patience today. How can I trust the process of life and recognize that the things that happen, or that are out of my control, are simply that. And I want to feel good. I want to have a peaceful heart. I want to keep my emotions in a good place and not be all over the place with being, just too upset with life and with other people. It's just not worth it. So, how do we teach our children about patience? One of the best things that I've, and this is a little, I don't know, hack, if that's what you want to call it. It's something that I didn't do with my children, but I read this example the other day, months back, and I just keep thinking about how good this is. One of the things that upsets us as a parent is when a child is interrupting us when we're trying to do something. We're on the phone or we're trying to do something, right? And they might come over and mommy, 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 or then they might start tapping us and tapping us and tapping us, and we're in the middle of something. And so this suggestion was that to teach them that when they want our attention, to have them put their hand on your shoulder or an arm or someplace, and then you put your hand on top of it, and that lets them know, and you teach them that lets them know that you hear them, that you're there for them, and that you will, as soon as you finish whatever that you are in the middle of, you will give them your undivided attention. And, I think that is a way of teaching patience, right? We can't just talk about it. We can't just say to them, be patient. We can invite them to be patient. How could you use your patience right now? What does patience look like in your household? And I would just list one or two things and use those as examples of behavior that demonstrate patience. And that's what you talk about at your family meeting, and you see if you can practice it this week. And we're putting out a thing, a little paper today, I think today or tomorrow, depending on how time goes, on how to motivate your child. Well, motivating your child to practice their virtues that they already have in them is really about inviting them and showing them what the behaviors are that demonstrate them, and then inviting them to demonstrate them. And so at any rate, there's lots of ways that we can motivate, and we'll talk about that too. So at any rate, here we go. That's my thoughts today about patience. Let's practice it today, especially if we're out in the public or we're at home and someone interrupts what we're doing. How can you show patience today? Think about that. Focus on it. And I am sure that you're going to feel better. Your family members are going to feel better. And it's going to be a very soothing and peaceful way of approaching life. All right, everybody, thank you very much for being here. And until next time, which is tomorrow morning, keep practicing the virtues and the 4 C's of successful families. And that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time, bye.